Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new prize. A fun new project. Oh, I am all over the place, but I am here now. So, welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. Um, Saturday, we had our bingo, our holiday bingo event, and it was so much fun. I did have my husband video the last game, and that was a cover all. So, hopefully, many of you guys were able to watch that. If you missed it, I will do another one probably in December-ish. I usually try to do it closer to the first-ish weekend in December, and that will be for the spring catalog that we'll be launching. But I had one extra bag left over and projects from Bingo, so I figured let's put it together on tonight's live. I know if many of you were at Bingo, you have already seen this. And back in May, I did vacation videos, and I actually did 3 sets for the vacation videos as well back in May. But it doesn't hurt to revisit things that are absolutely amazing and so easy to put together. So let's point you over so we can get started. Okay, so I am just going to make sure we are live on Facebook. Oh, sorry, my volume was up on my iPad. Hello, Heather. Welcome. So let's bring in the product that we are going to be playing with tonight. So this is all brand new stuff that hasn't been released to the public yet. If you are a demonstrator, you do get to pre-order all of this stuff. So that's why I have it. So we have the shimmery real red ribbon. I don't know if the shimmer shows on the live very well, but it is definitely a very pretty shimmer. The peppermint dots, we actually had last year and they carried them over. So we used the peppermint dots. We used the new Christmas tags and more 6x6 designer series paper. So it is 6x6 and it's technically designed for tags, but I did not make them for tags. But it is double-sided. Sorry, there's lots of little tiny pieces. So you can either use the plaid side or flip it over, and this is what you would cut to be your tags. Here's a full piece of it. So it's absolutely gorgeous designer series paper. And you get 2 sheets of pop-outs. Let's see if I can grab those without making a hot mess. So these are all little tiny pop-outs that you can add to your tags, which are so fun and definitely cute. Let me put this over to the side just so I have enough room, and I don't want to knock it off my table. Okay, still moving a little slow, but I am moving. The new Gingerbread Men stamp set, all 3 of the make and takes were used from this set, that paper, the gems, and the ribbon. So this is the Mega Gingerbread Man Suite, and it cuts them both out so you can fold it in half and you can make it as a tag, or you can cut his little arm to make 2 arms and he could be a single gingerbread as well. And you have the little gumdrops, you have the candies, the bow, the lollipop, the little quotation where you can put "Oh snap" in it, seasoned eating, which is super cute. You have the cup, the scarf, and then these are the different faces for the gingerbread man, and these are the little pieces that you're going to put on to make his arms and his legs. So this set I actually used for the bags as well. I don't know if this is going to fit in my Facebook Live frame, so I'm going to have to put him sideways. He is a really big bag. Let me get my big ruler out. So he is a little over maybe 10 1/4 inches by 3 inches, and it is 7 inches wide. So it's a pretty massive bag. And I did use, oh, I forgot to bring in the other set that I used. The Merry Christmas is a different set, a different die set that's in the new catalog. So that's really the only extra thing that I brought in. But all of the gingerbread man and his little buttons, his little eyes, the candy canes, everything was made out of this set. So when everybody opened it, I even found glitter tissue paper. So they got Christmas tissue paper as well. And the glitter really was everywhere. It's still on my carpet, I think. So I put everybody's make and takes in this box. And then on the back side of it, if you flipped it over, it was all of the product that we had used for our events. So the Gingerbread Man bundle, the words for the season, the Real Red adhesive back peppermints, and the Real Red ribbon. So when you opened it, everything was in a little cello bag for you. So all you needed to do was dump it out to start creating. So let me show you the projects before we start to make one of them. So I probably have a little bit of an obsession with these bags. I got the bags from Amazon. I did bring them over here to show you. So it comes in white or the natural color bags. So you can do either one. I wanted white bags just because it matched the designer series paper a little bit better. So this one, the little gingerbread, is on there, and then you have a nice size bag to give a treat for the holidays. So you don't have to just do these as Christmas bags. You could do them as Halloween bags, Thanksgiving bags, birthday, really anything would work. So I wanted to put what we might not be able to put them all together, but I at least wanted to put one of them together. And I did forget to mention this trio of punches. It is called Tags of Thanks Bundle. I did put the item number in the description before I went live, but I didn't do any measurements because depending on what size bags you have, your measurements will be different. So I didn't want to give you my measurements, you cut everything and then the bags arrive and it's the wrong size. So that's why I didn't put any measurements in there. But this trio punch has been on back order for months. I am not even joking when I tell you months. It is finally back. I don't know how long it's back for, but I highly recommend ordering it ASAP because this is the key component to these bags. Okay, let's push this over. And then I just wanted to bring in, this is one of the bags that I did back in May for my vacation video. This one is a lunch bag from the grocery store. I didn't get these ones online. And I will tell you the ones that I did get on Amazon were a lot nicer and sturdier to work with. But you can really use any bag, like you can see the bottom of it. They weren't the perfect size all the way around. So that's why I really like the bags that I have found online. But this was a graduation bag. So you could really do these for any occasion. Okay, let's start with, let's do the gingerbread. So you're going to dump everything out and you can save your little plastic bag as well. So first, this is already done. My husband actually did all of these for me, but I wanted to show you how I did the little piece for the ribbon. So once you get the measurement of the bag that you want to do, you're going to cut your designer series paper and you're going to score it at the size flap that you want. This is 1.5 inch flap that I did. You're going to score it and then you're going to take your punch and line it up so it's flush against this side, but you only want a little tiny smidgen of this punch taken out, not even half of the punch. So I'm not going to punch this because it's already done, but you literally just want a little smidgen because once you open it, it's going to be double that, and that is all you need to fit your ribbon inside. Depending on what size ribbon you use, if you have a smaller ribbon, use the 1/8 inch punch, and you can do the same thing. You're just going to line this up, line it up on the edge, and you're literally just going to take a little tiny smidgen out. Hopefully you guys can see that it's not even halfway through. And this one, you could do the same thing. It's pretty much the same as this one. It could be a little bit wider, but you would only just take a little piece off the edge. So there's that. The next step is to grab your ribbon. And I used, I believe this is 8 inches, but let me grab my ruler. Maybe it was 10 inches. We'll find out in a second. Oh, it is 10 inches. So I found 10 inches was the perfect height for your ribbon to be able to be as a bag. So what we're going to do first is we're going to feed in the ribbon to the inside of your bag. And it probably isn't that difficult, but I have a hand that doesn't like to cooperate with me right now. And then you're going to grab some tear tape. Sorry, I'm getting it out of my little compartment that's right beside me. And you're going to take off a nice amount, maybe an inch. And you only want your ribbon to be showing through maybe a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. And then we can glue those down. Okay, perfect. Going to give that a nice good crease so we can pull that off easily. And then we can peel this off. Now, you can definitely use your green glue for this next step. I am going to try the green glue with my left hand. I still can't squeeze on my right hand, so hopefully I don't just make a big ol' hot mess. So you're going to line this whole thing with glue. And you want a good amount because you are going to be holding a bag together. And then this is the next key component to this project. This little flap needs to be facing you at all times. So no matter what bag you're making, if you're going to be making the lunch bags from the grocery store or the bags from Amazon, make sure this flap is facing you. Now you can come up and you're going to tuck that right up into the top crease and line this up. And then you can set it down and give it a nice good press. And now your front flap is going to fit. Okay. Next step is we are going to pull this little flap that we made sure that was facing you. Thank you, Heather. You're going to fold this down and give it a nice good crease. So I'm going to have to turn this and use my elbow because I can't still put pressure, but we're going to make this work. And you're going to give that a nice good crease down. Just like that. Take your green glue. I bet I'm making it harder than it needs to be, but I want to make sure I show you each step so you don't get frustrated with it. These bags are literally my ultimate favorites. I could sit and make these for days. I actually did. I made these for the July retreat. And maybe we'll make them again for the spring retreat. So I did kind of screw up a little bit. I think I put too much glue on the edges because I forgot I made this in a little bit. Oh, just right there is a little bit more. I made this bag because I had limited designer series paper. I did make this layer a little bit smaller. So let me come over here and grab a piece of that tissue paper because I don't have any Kleenex here and wipe that off. Now you can see that the bottom isn't quite right, but once the bag is open, it is totally okay. You just want to make sure at least 3 of the sides are good. Thank you, Darlene. Hello, welcome. And now, oh, see, I got glitter everywhere. It's all over the place. That is a good thing to have though. So now we can add our designer series paper. I do hope you guys try to craft with your non-dominating hand one time. And it is a lot harder than it looks. I go to the doctor tomorrow, so hopefully she takes the stitches out and gives me a little bit nicer of a brace where I can at least take it off and wash my hands, wash my hair. It would be nice. Okay, so there's our designer series paper on top. Now let's work with the little gingerbread. I waited until he was all put together before I decorated the front of it. So this is what it looks like when you heat emboss in white, and I made him the double size. So you can fold them in half, and now you have a place to write your sentiment on the inside. You will have to use a white pen because you can't fit anything. I mean, you could fit a tiny piece of white right here if you wanted to, or I love writing with a white pen. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So now we're going to put some adhesive on the back. I did not use any dimensionals on these. I felt like the bags were enough and going to be heavy enough that I didn't want to make it too heavy. So everything is with glue. So with the gingerbread, we're going to lay the flap down and we're going to position him right at the top of the flap. Sorry, I was trying to get it even and straight because my original one, his hand is hanging off because my hands weren't working right, so he is not centered at all. So I was trying not to make the same mistake twice. So now your gingerbread is on. Let's work with the hats. I do have an extra piece of designer series paper just to cover up that flap a little bit. And again, I'm not going over the dimensions that I used just because if you don't get the same size bags I did, your measurements are going to be off. So I don't want to frustrate you and you write down all of these measurements, cut all your stuff, and then realize it's not going to work. Okay, so there's that. Now we can start decorating. I am going to do his hat first. So I die cut a real red and a basic white. The basic white, part of his hat is cut off, and it's totally okay because we're going to come in and snip off the bottom part because I only want this piece. So I'm good with using my fingers. I just can't use like the muscles in my hand. Fingers are good though. So there's that. So now I'm going to come in and add a little adhesive. Don't clog on me because I don't think I'll be able to get it undone. And it's probably taken me a lot longer because of my issues right now. So there we go. Perfect. And if you're using this set, you and going to make this exact bag, when you're putting the hat on, you only want to put a mini glue dot at the top and one on each side of the top of the hat. You do not want to put adhesive on that rim where we put the basic whites. So hopefully those are showing through. I only put them at the top of the hats because that is going to help hold, and you could probably do it even sideways. This is going to help hold our little flap down. Okay, perfect. Now I had given everybody these itty bitty mini Velcro dots. I get these from Michael's. So anytime you have a Michael's $5 off coupon, go in and buy these because I think they're like $5.35 or $5.50. So once you're using your coupon, you get them really, really cheap. So I put that right above his hat. I did not put it up top because I didn't want to accidentally close it on his head. So now when I press that down and lift it up, the Velcro dot is exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay, we are down to our last two pieces. What the heck? It went so quick. Okay, let's flip our scarf over. Put some adhesive on. And then we're going to put this on his neck. And then we're going to come in. I'm just going to use my fingers. Even though my tool is right beside me, it's just a little bit easier. And then we're going to put our peppermints on here for his little buttons. There you go. So let me show you the other two. We're definitely not going to have time. That one took me like 25 minutes to make. But honestly, it really did not take that long. And I'm going to close these so you guys can see all of them. And I don't know which one my favorite is. I love the gingerbread, but I love it because it's on early espresso and it's heat embossed in white. It just screams Christmas. But then sugar and spice and everything nice with the little gumdrops just screams Christmas too. And then Merry Christmas with the candy canes screams it as well. I really don't know which one I love better, but I love them all. Oops, almost forgot that one. So there you go. Here are the bags that we did at bingo, and I really hope you guys get out there and make some of these, and they would be great for your holiday craft fairs as well. Super fun and something completely different. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I apologize if you were at bingo. This is probably a boring Facebook Live, but I just wanted to show what we did, and hopefully we'll have more friends join us in December for our next bingo. Anyway, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. If not, I will see everybody on Thursday for another fun live. And hopefully I'll have this stinking thing off and I'll be able to stamp and cut paper. I can cut paper with my elbow, so I can do that. But scoring, I still can't do. But anyway, hopefully we'll have some progress where I can be able to do a little bit more. Anyway, have a great evening and we'll see everybody on Thursday. Bye-bye.